One of the most simplest and stunning proofs of a young timeline of human history is the growth of human populations. Mathematicians over the years have presented various formulas on how to more accurately graph human population growth. In this example, we'll be using a more accurate, customized formula to draw the exponential curve representing human population growth throughout history. Similar to the rapid decline of lifespans in people after the flood, here we also see an exponential curve, except that this time, instead of rapidly declining over time, it rapidly increases over time, representing the ability for humans to quickly multiply, even when factoring in war, famine, disease, and other considerations. What becomes shockingly apparent is just how close various mathematical models align with the bottleneck we would have seen during the time of the Great Flood, showing that the human population of Earth must have crashed down to near zero somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, which is exactly around the time of the Great Flood. Some proponents of evolutionary theory like to argue that there are many conditions that have to be taken into account when calculating the contributing factors to population growth or decline over time, so that they can explain away how the Bible so accurately matches the math. However, what the actual historical data reveals is that illnesses and wars have barely had any effect on overall population growth. From the Spanish flu to World War II, we can graph the numbers and see the undisrupted increase. And to the contrary, even when we use the evolutionary dates of modern humans living on Earth, which claim that Homo sapiens came into their prime around 200,000 years ago, the exponential curve doesn't even come close to their exaggerated timescale. But what's even more damning for the theory of evolution is the fact that even on their own timeline, spanning 13.8 billion years, they must concede that humans only showed up very recently. So recent, in fact, that the one common date both the biblical timeline and the evolution timeline share is the fact that human recorded history only began roughly 5,000 years ago. What are the odds that human recorded history began exactly around the time of the biblical flood and the population crash? Furthermore, what evolutionists cannot reasonably explain is the fact that the oldest ancient artifacts and writings found throughout various archaeological sites around the world only date back to around 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, which is exactly what both the biblical timeline and the mathematics of human population growths point to. Human population growth is a simple and